Armed ICE, and here's what the Times says. Armed ICE agents kicked off city property yesterday. Wow. Wow. That's the Hammond Police Department versus ICE agents. That is exactly what I didn't want it to come to, and neither did you. Let's take some phone calls. 219-845-1100. Hey, you're on the air. How are you?
Yeah, I want to make a couple comments to your previous callers, just clear up. I mean, the issue of Hammond property being the property of the citizens, that's absolutely correct. And Mayor McDermott, in the representative form of government, is the representative of the city, Hammond citizens. So he's perfectly within his rights. If you don't like it, when he runs again, don't elect him. Second point, this issue about they're just arresting drug dealers, gun runners, people traffickers. That's garbage. They said that over 1 million been arrested. If that's the case, we should pretty well be rid of all them problems. And then if they are arresting them, I don't want them people deported because they're just going to come back and do it again. I want them in prison. So it's a bunch of garbage. It's what they always do, make stuff up and try to justify, if they're here illegally and they want to pursue it, there's a bigger solution to that problem. But if that's their solution, then okay, deport them. But to say that these are all rapists and drug dealers and people traffickers and they're arresting them and deporting them, you're doing them a favor. They're going to come right back and keep doing the same thing. If those are the people you're arresting, you need to put them in prison.
Do you feel as if McDermott was within his scope of duty and what the Times is calling kicking ICE off of his property?
Absolutely. Whatever. Kicking him off, go and ask him for permission, then come. Or it shouldn't have been there in the first place without asking. These ICE agents, the issue of Obama deported more. Yeah, but he wasn't deporting them with mass marauders, unidentified police people. And he's proven his point. There's a way to do this, and the way to do this in the right way. If it's deporting people that are here illegally, fine, do it. But to make all this other crap up that they're rapists, drug dealers, it's all garbage.
I honestly wished it wouldn't come to this because we all know McDermott, and he doesn't back down. And
God bless him.
I obviously don't agree with him a lot of times, but I just wonder where this could go. You know what I mean? Because when ICE comes in and McDermott kicks him off the property, what's the next step? What do you fear?
Next step is, that's what the court system's for. If what McDermott's doing is illegal, have immigration. That's what the court system, that's what this three form of government system's all about. One system is abusing the system. You have to go to another one to correct it. The court system will determine it. I think, like I said, God bless McDermott. I don't always agree with him either. But this time he's 100% right. You just can't let people, because it's the people, if somebody wants to sell guns on the property, yeah, you could arrest them for selling guns, but you can't kick them off your property because it belongs to the people. That's stupid.
What makes you sound angry? What are you angry about?
Oh, yeah. I'm angry about the misinformation and the garbage that they put out to justify what they're doing. They're justifying. Tell them what you're doing. You want to get rid of all illegals, whether they're here, whether they have children here, whether they have jobs here, whether they've been here 20 years. Their point is, let's get rid of them. You know, my grandmother came over here back in, and she was actually sent back to Poland because she wasn't documented. So, you know, to think that everybody, all of us came here illegally is ridiculous. It couldn't have happened. People came in on boats. The prisoners came in. This illusion that everybody else came here legally back in the early 1900s is wrong. Most probably did, but there's a lot that didn't.
Thanks for the phone call. 219-845-1100. Hey, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Well, I think if these ICE guys went up to the mayor or whoever, or the police chief, and I'm going to assume that they probably said, hey, we're looking for these 16 guys right here. Okay, we're going to help you. Go get them. And they probably would have went away quietly. Now, you throw them off the property, which, hey, whatever he wants to do, now they're going to come with their teeth out. Because it happens every time you look around Broadview, all these people that buck these people, you just piss them off, and now they're going to, oh, really? You think you're the little mayor of Hammond? We'll show you who the federal government is, pal. You know, you should just cooperated with them, and it probably would have. They would have done what they came to do. Because believe me, they're not sending federal agents to Hammond, Indiana, to wander around and see if they could just pick on someone because of their skin color. They were here looking for some people.
What if that was the case?
Oh, if it would have been a real short news story, and we would have never talked about it. And here's one other thing that nobody talks about. Maybe if that bonehead Biden would have kept that border closed like it is now, we wouldn't be having this conversation. It's closed. And it wasn't an act. No one flew to Mars here. It was closed immediately. If he would have just kept the damn thing closed and had some sanity down at that southern border, we probably wouldn't even be having this conversation.
Well, what do you mean by the federal government comes now with their teeth out? You know,
well, look
hold on a second. You know McDermott. That guy doesn't back down from anything. Even when it's nonsensical, he'll still hold his position. So what do you think could happen here?
Okay, you could be the big tough guy and not back down. That's fine. And then you're going to get a situation like you have in Broadview where the National Guard pulls up and you got 20-foot tall fences around buildings. You know, so you can play tough guy all you want, but you could say you're not backing down from the federal government. How's that working out for Pritzker? Nobody's coming through me. Really? How'd that work out for you, JB?
Yeah, I mean, I don't like to think what could happen here in Hammond and East Chicago. I mean, you all have scenarios. I mean, if you really think about it, if Trump and the federal government really want to make a stand, it's kind of hard to do it a little more deeply in Chicago. But they could come here, and who knows what could happen, right? Who knows?
Let me ask you a question. Do you think those guys showed up here yesterday wandering around aimlessly looking for someone because of their skin color?
I don't know the answer to that.
Well, just make an educated guess. Do you think they really think they came to Hammond, Indiana, or East Chicago, wherever it happened, wandering around aimlessly?
I don't know. And I don't have any clue. And here's why. I don't have any observable understanding of what's really going on. I mean, you could read, you've heard several callers call in, they're just going after drug dealers and the cartel and human traffickers. And then you had the last caller like, that's the most garbage thing there ever. They're just picking people up, and has nothing to do with reality. I don't know where it stands in there. And part of the problem is that we don't have the release of information. Like if somebody got arrested and, we could go down, and I've done plenty of FOIA requests, and can I have the police report and all that stuff over the years, then you know who got arrested, you know who arrested them, and you can analyze it as a story that people want to. But I don't have any access to any information. Once they pick some guy up out of the foyer of La Rancherita, nothing. There's no information for anybody. So it's very difficult to make any sort of judgment about what's going on and what's not going on.
Yeah, yeah. And, on a lighter note, why didn't you just drive a little bit further down to Hilton Head Island?
Hey, listen, I got to tell you something. Read my, I'm starting up a blog because they told me to. It's on Substack. It's called JED in the Midwest. We drove from 3:30 in the morning from my house. We drove to a mountain course in West Virginia. That was, it wasn't just a mountain course. It was carved into the side of Mount Rushmore. You were every shot, your ball was either at your waist or it was 2 feet below your feet. And you were hitting on, there was one flat lie the whole day. And next tee was way up on a mountain, and then the other one would be in a valley. It was great to play mountain golf. But we played that, and then I went to the Legends in South Carolina. Not impressed. But there's one course you got to play. It's called the Heritage at Powley's Island, South Carolina. It's about an hour outside of Myrtle Beach. That's my favorite course right now in America. It was unbelievable.
We went to Hilton Head Island last September. End of September, when Hurricane Helene came through. I got caught in that sucker. That was interesting, let me tell you. But we golfed at a place called the Port Royal Club in Hilton Head Island, and just beautiful, and golfing in the fairway, and the trees along the fairways had the peat moss hanging down from them. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah, they call it Spanish moss. It's just
beautiful.
Yeah, it is just beautiful. All right, you and I could do the golf podcast, but not right now because ice is in the region, and I got to finish my show. All right, I'll see you. Thanks. Hey, 219-845-1100. Hey, you're on the air.
Good morning, Jed.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
MX.
Man, you're really killing me with your memes. And I know why, because they get a lot of likes and a lot of interactions. But when you put me in these very awkward positions, I'm not supposed to laugh at them. I'm supposed to be like angry. And all I do is admire you've got some real skills, man. And you're making me look stupid. And I still think it's funny. But anyways, go ahead.
Could you put your hands over your ears just for a second?
Okay.
Oh, there goes a wolf. But hey, poor guy.
Hey, listen, there's breaking news I got to get to before I finish. So
I'm not done.
You're not even started.
McDermott. I'm with McDermott.
You're with McDermott on this one?
Yeah. You know what? We're friends now. And you know what's some wrong with illegals selling fentanyl and raping women and trafficking kids and shooting up Hessville? And if ICE wants to have a place, just go to Kennedy Avenue. It's a parking lot. It's been a parking lot for 5 years. Maybe I ought to worry about that. But I'm with McDermott. You know what? Only 72,000 Americans died of fentanyl. Who cares, right? That's why Trump was hired. Now, what's the ramifications? When McDermott called Holcomb a felon, we lost the Hold Harmless Act. Now we've got a wheel tax. We have a food and beverage tax. Our water bill went up. So that answers a lot of questions, doesn't it?
You know, yes, thank you for your opinion, but the question I have is, are you still in the backwoods?
Hold on, I got to put him out of his misery. Will you hold your ears, will you? Hold your ears. That's the end of that guy. Okay.
Hey, listen.
What?
How are the mosquitoes up there?
Who says I'm up in Wisconsin?
All right, you're not. All right, you're back down. I didn't get bit all year. Really, around here, there were very few mosquitoes. I went to South Carolina, and couldn't walk out at 10 o'clock in the morning and there was mosquitoes on you. I mean, and for whatever reason, we just haven't been having mosquitoes, right? When you're up in the backwoods, you're sending me pictures of skunks at 1 in the morning, you're not getting bit up, are you?
I ain't gonna send you a picture of this skunk, but anyway.
All right, you got to go. I can't wait for the next meme.
Wait a minute.
All right, let's go to the next one. Hey, you're on the air. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing well, but I personally think nobody's thinking clearly about ICE and Hammond here. I mean, shouldn't we all be calling in the media and making WJOB a parking lot sanctuary and kind of having a powwow? And I mean, we all talk with our big mouths. Don't you think this is the best opportunity to get everybody in there and get a bunch of people that are accused of being illegal immigrants, and then a bunch of people that are accused of being like Gestapo with the National Guard, and kind of bring them together and talk? I mean, surely we can do it. I mean, this is a great ad. This puts WJOB on the map, man. I mean, we're not thinking clearly here, don't you think?
I can't even follow you, but here's the thing. I agree that we need to talk about it, and people on both sides have called in. But I don't know if people understand the gravity of the situation. Here's what just came out from Kristi Noem, the head of Department of Homeland Security, said they will be acquiring more facilities for ICE in the Chicago area, spreading their reach. Here's what she says. The federal government, to help us keep our country safe, you have talked extensively about how threatened our ICE officers are, but all of our law enforcement out there, and we saw the shooting in Dallas at that facility, so we're hardening all of our buildings and making sure that we have more security measures, snipers on the roof, people protect our law enforcement while they're out there on the streets. But what I'm also doing is we're purchasing more buildings in Chicago to operate out of. We're not going to back off. In fact, we're doubling down, and we're going to be in more parts of Chicago in response to the people there. A few days ago, I looked up at some facilities that we can deploy more law enforcement out of, because what we're trying to do with these riots and violence is distract us and keep us from going after murderers and rapists that are out on the streets. That's pretty deep. Does that sound like they're going to back down from McDermott kicking them off the property?
Oh, no, unfortunately not. I mean, what is it? 10 U.S.C. 332-334 is the use of armed forces to enforce federal authority insurrection act. It was already approved by Congress. See, that's to me what nobody's... If you're going to want something to really change, you need to go after everybody in Congress that already put these laws in. No, I think the entire thing is theater. I think this is for a much, much larger operation where they need to get every illegal out of literally every country, because it's not just happening here. If you dig into this, you're going to find out there's all kinds of people getting deported from all other countries, because they're going to turn on the welfare system here. And they're going to be giving everybody free digital money in the next, I don't know, maybe a few months or sooner. I'm not sure. I don't have a timeline. I know everybody keeps trying to put down a wager with Brad. But, I mean, if you just look at it, doesn't it seem like this is a bigger deal? I mean, if there's this many troops coming in, there would have to be some kind of problem, I would think. If not, then this is a show for something else. And I think that my opinion is they need to get everybody out of this country, because they're not going to pay and give them for money. That's what the real idea is all about.
All right, hold on.
I know
you
it's a
said
different
one thing.
perspective.
You said one thing there, like basically that people don't realize what a big deal this is. And I agree. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what's happening. I don't know. I mean, I feel for these ICE agents. I feel for the dad of 3 kids.
Everybody.
I feel for everybody on this.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's so overwhelming. And it came to the region yesterday. And honestly, this would be a major this would be a reasonable decision for the federal government to take a stand, would be East Chicago and Hammond. And that
Yep.
would be not fun for anyone. Hey, Brad, thanks
No.
for the phone call. I'm done.
You got to have a great weekend, everyone.
Thanks. Hey, Veterans Views up next. Is that Rocky? Is Rocky? Yes, he is. This guy's left his family 11 months to keep us safe. You guys need to listen and watch to Rocky Rockwell and Donna and the rest of the gang, and Bramer's out there. Bramer of questionable hygiene will be sitting in my seat here in just a second.